A very warm welcome to Dave, to Donegal.
Thank you very much.
Finn Harps, and to Michelle and Bobby, who came here today. We were very specific in our interviews. We wanted to develop a brand of football, somebody to work with as we take the club forward, as we look forward to building a new stadium. And Dave came highly recommended for his coaching, his ability to motivate players. I'm sure he did a bit of due diligence on us. Hope there was nothing too scandalous that you heard, Dave, when you're here, so it's not too bad. And we got excellent references back. It's been a real people person, but very good on the training pitch, and somebody who could work alongside Kevin and his team at the academy as well. So we can just open up the questions, guys. Carry on.
Dave, you're welcome.
Charlie, thank you very much.
Tell us why you come from Harps?
A couple of reasons. The first one being, it's all like we just spoke about. It's all about the people with ambition, people who really care about football, care about the community. And I've always known Finn Harps. Every time I played in Mali Buffet, tough games, passionate fans, a real love for football and to develop football. So I always said that League of Ireland's been really good for me, not just as a player but as a person. It's gave me great friendships and relationships, Kevin being one of them. It's gave me a great wife and a family. But also it's gave me an impetus of wanting to come back one day throughout my coaching journey and give something back to the game, give something back to the country, but most of all give something back to a community and a group of people and a set of fans who really care about development, care about taking a club to a new era and with new vision and ambition. And once I spoke to Ian and the board, and I spoke to Kev and seeing how passionate and committed everybody was at Finn Harps Football Club, it was an easy decision. So I'm absolutely delighted to be here, and I'm looking forward to a really good future.
Yeah. Is it easier coming in the circumstances that prevails now with Harps having lost their place in the Premier Division and needing to get back there, Dave? Obviously the challenge of getting out of the First Division, as we know, is a very, very difficult one, but you know the League of Ireland scene very, very well.
Yeah.
So does that make it a bit easier for you that's the immediate challenge to get them back to the Premier Division?
Yeah, look, it's. I think any managerial appointment at any level of football is always a challenge, and it brings excitement. Obviously, with the club being relegated, you know, that lies a challenge ahead for me to go and build. First of all, a really good culture, to build a structure and identity and a style of play that I think I can bring, you know, to the fans. Another big plus for me was having someone like Kevin, and I've stepped back and I've had a little look, and like we've done my homework on the amount of hours and the amount of time and due diligence that's gone into the academy. I'm really big on development of homegrown players. I think for a club like Finn Harps and a community that we have here, there's nothing better as a fan when you see one of your own coming through the system, and I'm a big believer in player development. So seeing the work that's gone on behind the scenes, seeing all the hours and dedication and commitment that's gone into the football club, that's another big pull for me personally, because I've got a good track record throughout the last 12 years as a coach, being at Liverpool. You know, the amount of learning and knowledge and experience I've gained at Nottingham Forest as well, travelling the world. I think what stands me out differently, Charlie, is that I'm not your normal merry-go-round League of Ireland football manager that will go from job to job to job. I've gone away and educated myself my way. I've not had to lean in on anyone to get a job. I've gone and taken risks. I've sacrificed my family, you know, to be sitting here today. So the knowledge and experience that I've gained, I've managed in countries that people over here probably wouldn't last a week, because I've got thick skin, I've got a desire and an energy and a burning ambition to make things work, and I now feel I've got the right people sitting next to me and in front of me who really want the same as what Dave Rodgers wants, which is stability, growth, a player pathway that I've spoken about with Kevin throughout the academy, and also a really, you know, fantastic community and a group of fans and people who want success, not just for the short term, but with a long-term vision. And that's what makes it a really appealing, you know, job and love for me to be here sitting today.
Just final question from me then. Last season, Harps lost a lot of players at the end of the season, which has become a regular thing for them, people getting full-time jobs in other clubs. This year, we already see maybe 3 of the most experienced players they had on the books going again. That's something you're going to have to deal with, Dave, and it's interesting you're talking about the academy and that and bringing them through, but can you be successful bringing young lads through immediately to the first team and expecting to get the success that everybody wants?
Listen, I think what gets lost in translation, especially in League of Ireland, people talk about budgets and people talk about finances, and what I don't hear enough of is what about a manager and a coach who can get players and get individuals and make them better. That's what I'm good at. So I don't agree with this, you know, oh, we need this amount of money. And listen, if players want to leave and go on and do things for themselves, they're entitled to do that. But what I'm good at is I'm good at attracting players. Players will play for me. Players will want to come and play for this football club because they'll be coached the right way. They'll be treated first and foremost as a human being, but they'll also be given a platform and an opportunity to go and make a difference. And that's why I'm here today, because I really believe I'm with it. I got a little bit of advice a few years ago. One of my first manager's jobs was in India, and I was told, don't pick the club, pick the people. And that's why I'm sitting here today, because I've got really good people who are sitting in front of me, people behind the scenes, you know, who really want to make a change and make a difference for football here. There's a hotbed of talent in the Northwest, and I'm here now to try and ingrain it, make it better, but also, you know, be committed to Finn Harps Football Club. And you know, I'm no stranger to Letterkenny and Ballybuffet, so delighted I'm here, and the work's already begun, and I can't wait to continue.
I'm glad you said you had thick skin. I think you're going to need it.
Not many Scousers without thick skin, Charlie, but we'll be okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave, how do you use your connections with your previous clubs across the water and moving forward with Finn Harps?
I think, like I spoke about there, I've not just got good connections within Liverpool. I mean, I was international academy manager there for 5 years, but also the last 2 years at Nottingham Forest Football Club has been phenomenal. But it's other clubs in and around that you build up friendships and relationships as well. And I spoke with Ian, and people can come along and say, oh, I know this fella, I know that fella, and you know, I know this person. But one thing I've really built up is a loyalty and a trust within football clubs, you know, whether it's in Europe, in the UK, especially in Ireland, North and South. I think people know me for who I am. I'm an open book. I'm not one of these people that, you know, brushes people aside. If people want to come in and watch training, they're more than welcome. I've got nothing to hide. But what I have got is an amount of friendships, connections, and really good people. I keep saying that, people who they know I'm coming here now, they know I'm sitting here, and they want to come and help me and the board and Kevin and the fans grow this product, and that's what we're going to do.
How do you deal with the expectations? I know you said there's wonderful people around the club, but what about the expectations of the fans? Obviously coming off the back of relegation, with some quarters we think that you need to bounce straight back up, but you're going to have a plan where things are changing at Finn Harps, so how do you deal with the expectations of the supporters and the reality of developing the club?
I think when supporters see the style and the culture that I'm going to bring to Finn Harps Football Club, they'll enjoy it. And obviously expectations come with every job, every walk of life, especially in football. But like I said, I've got thick skin, and I've got a group of people on the board who see a long-term vision and ambition. It's going to take time. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. But what it's got to be, we're going to have patience and perseverance, and we're going to create that pathway that we spoke about with myself and Kevin and the fantastic staff who are behind the scenes. We'll tap into that knowledge and connections that I do have, but also I pride myself in making people better, coaches better, staff better, players better, and the only way to do that is on the training pitch and through hard work and through commitment. I'm committed to this project. I'm committed to the man sitting next to me and the people sitting in front of me, and I'm committed to Finn Harps Football Club, otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Charlie mentioned about the players, obviously their staff as well. Have you firmed up who your staff's going to be, who the rest of the team's going to be?
Listen, I think one thing you do as a manager, you don't go in and shut the door on anybody. We're really big at this club on promoting from within, whether that's players, whether it's staff. So a big thing for me is to sit down with people, have conversations. I've got an idea, obviously I want to bring 1 or 2 people of people that I know, people that can bring value to the football club, but also I'm more than happy to sit with people that we've already got, because we do have a lot of good people within the football club. people that will buy into what Dave Rodgers wants to implement. And like I said, we want to create a structure, a style and identity that I feel this club has been crying out for a long time. And not just a club that's going up and down and up and down. We want to create stability. And the way to do that is putting structures and foundations in place that people can be proud of. Thank you.
David, it sounds very much like a long-term plan. Is that fair enough? What's your sort of ultimate aim for Finn Harps? Where do you want to see Finn Harps in 2, 3, 4 years' time?
I think what we want to do first and foremost, we want to put a squad together that's pleasing on the eye, that the fans can relate to. I want players and staff who want to be here for the long term. All of this, I spoke about this yo-yo of players moving on after the year and two. We want stability. And the only way to do that is by showing players, by showing fans, showing staff that we have a plan. We have a plan of action, where we want to create that style. We want to create an environment of enthusiasm, an environment of real passion, which is here anyway within the fan base. But also, we want to create a place where people want to come back to, where people know that when they come, they're treated the right way. I want to create them relationships, not just with the press, not just with my bosses, but with the academy staff, with the coaching staff, and with the community. And I think the feedback I'm already getting off players who've been here is phenomenal. I've had conversations, there'll be plenty more conversations and face-to-face meetings. But one thing I'll say is people that come through the door of Finn Harps Football Club are here for the right reasons, which is to take the club forward on and off the pitch and become part of something special that we want to create.
David, what is it said nothing for us in Liverpool? Like, what kind of things you've got there, and what sort of players did you coach? Anybody would know?
Yeah, I mean, I've been coaching Harry Arter for the last 12 months.
Oh, right, yeah.
Irish international, great guy. Just unfortunate that he's not in the first team at the minute, but he's a really good person. I've coached first team players that are playing at Forest. There's players playing in the World Cup now that I've been coaching for the last 18 months. Brennan Johnson's come through the academy at Nottingham Forest. He's a fantastic boy. Nico Williams, I actually worked with Nico at Liverpool, when he was a young boy, and to see him doing well for Wales now was, unfortunately that they've been eliminated. But listen, I could sit here and rhyme off name after name, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say is that I have played a part. I don't like people who say, oh, that's one of my players. We've all played a part in developing the human being and the player. So for me, having that knowledge and that experience of being in and around that environment at Liverpool and at Nottingham Forest has stood me in good stead for where I am today as a coach and as a manager. It's a simple game, just keep it effective, and that's what we plan to do here at Finn Harps.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Anything for Ian?
Be the star on.
Was it an easy decision on the interview?
Yeah, I mean, he without doubt was the standout candidate for us. His presentation was phenomenal. I think he blew us all away when
I had to cut that short.
Yeah, the detail that he went into and his experience, as he's just said, not just in this island, not just in the UK, but worldwide, as well as time in America and his time in India. The man's hunger for, continuous education and experience is phenomenal. And now this project is something that he actively has been pursuing. We've been speaking to other people in the league, and we know Dave's hunger to get back home, to get home to his family, but actually to build something long term. It was an easy decision for us. Yeah, I mean, as a club, we have this vision of what we want with our stadium, but as important right now is that we start our footballing project, and it's from style of play right through to the pathway that we have for our players. The next step as a club would be looking towards that professional environment, and Dave is that first step that we're making. He's full time. He's going to be here every day of the week. Well, not every day of the week, we'll allow him some days off, but he's going to be here
6 days of the week.
Yeah. I need to check myself. Your wife will give me. No, he's going to be. We know what we're getting with Dave, and that's honesty and 100% effort every day.
What goal have you set him immediately?
Look, as a club, you have to be looking to go straight back up again. In terms of our expectations, we have to be in the playoffs really, you know, we've given Dave a long-term contract. We're committed to this, so it's you know, we're all working off the same sheet here. We know it's going to require a lot of work and it's going to take time. It's not going to happen immediately, but the goals will be to get straight back up again as soon as we possibly can.
You mentioned the stadium there, Ian, and I suppose we've talked about the stadium for so long now and nothing really concrete has happened about it, that people actually forget that there's a project there with the stadium.
Yeah.
Where's that at the moment, and can we expect to see Finn Harps play at the new stadium in the short to medium term?
Yeah, so we have several partners that we're working with to develop the stadium, be it the government, the local council, the FAI and ourselves. And our current goal is to get it started on to be on site on the 1st of March next year. Everything that has been asked of us has now been submitted to the department to get that green light on the funding. Once they give us the green light, we're hoping we might get it before Christmas, and then 1st of March is when we're aiming for.
Yeah, and completion then?
It's actually quite a quick build because it's modular, but the only thing that takes time is the grass. So it will take us about a year from when we first enter the site. So it'll probably be June, July of 2024.
So it's important to have success on the pitch. Will that happen as well?
It's extremely important to have success on the pitch, and the way that we can do that is to ask our fans to buy their season tickets as soon as possible. Like this year, we had a great response from the kids, where we're offering under 12s a ticket for €5 for the entire season. You know, we need to back this man beside me, and the only way to do that is to get our season tickets in early. We also have our 500 club as well for people who maybe aren't able to go to matches, or who want to support the club and support this man to give him the budget to go out and get those players.
Ian, you mentioned a long-term deal there. Is that 2 years, 3 years?
It's a 4-year deal.
4 years?
4-year deal, yeah.
And from my side, I think that shows the commitment from me, from the board. You know, it's, I think, what I've spoke to a few clubs over the last couple of years, and my wife's sitting there, she confirmed that as well. And to come back to Ireland, and like I said, League of Ireland for me has a special place in my heart, because it gave me so many good years as a player, meeting friends and colleagues that, you know, when you're playing, the mindset is completely different. You want to kick each other and kill each other. I don't know how many goals you scored against me, Kev, but I kept trying to kick him, you know, whenever we played against each other. But it completely changes when you become a manager, when you become a coach, because you sit back and you go, was I really that disruptive for my manager? And, you know, so that mindset changes, because you have a clear idea and strategy on where you want to take yourself, you know. So we spoke on the phone, and we spoke, you know, last week. I hate this term of part-time or full-time.
Yeah.
For me, you're either professional or you're unprofessional. So I don't like that term of part-time or full-time. And one thing I am is I'm professional, and it's going to take time. It's going to take, you know, putting them little implementations and structures in place bit by bit. But by the time we get there, I think that the fans and the community and everybody sitting here, and especially the players as well, will have a really good journey and a really good experience of what we want to implement and create for Finn Harps Football Club.
Dave, you can see your enthusiasm. You've probably already got started. I'm sure you're just mad to get out of it now. Like, when do you even pre-season? Probably you're checking about probably a month's time, or is it?
Yeah, but look, it's going to be a quick turnaround. You know, like Ian says, my work's already begun. I've had good conversations with players, you know, who are already here. Players who already have put a point across that they want to come and play for me and they want to play for this football club. You know, so I need to sit down with staff, and I've already got plans will be in place where I want to get to, and we'll probably be starting. We'll get the players in for testing towards the end of December. I won't disrupt the Christmas Day. let them have a nice Christmas dinner with the families. But also, we're looking at the first week in January to get everyone up and running and hit the ground running, like you said, and be prepared and be ready.
Yeah, thank you.
What sort of numbers of players are you talking about? Like,
As in to sign.
yeah.
Listen, I'm a really
What
big...
players that you have at the minute that you're talking about there, maybe a couple of...
I'm not going to go in and say I've got 10, I've got 15, I've got 5. What I've done is I've had many conversations with, like I said, players who were here last year, players that I've identified I want to bring back. And I think we've got to be clear as well, is that players are hurting for being relegated. Some of the boys I've spoken to who really want to come back and help the club get back to where we were, which obviously is the Premier League. But they're hurting. It's not nice when you lose your status from one division and you drop down. So the positivity, the energy that I've felt from the boys who are here that do want to return is there. And we'll be sitting down constantly getting people tied up. And like I said, you know, I'm really big, and I know Kevin's already identified players that we've spoke about to come through the academy system who will get an opportunity. Is that it?
Got it easy, Dave.
Got it easy. I better make the most of that one, Charlie. No, listen, again, from me personally, it's great for me and my wife and one of my little boys to be here, but to see so many people here, I'm an open book. Honestly, it's great to see you, and I want you to support us in our quest as well for success, because it is going to be a really good journey that we're all positive about. So thank you.
Are you located here, or do you live in Louth? There's some Louth.
Yeah, we live in Castleblaney.
Yeah.
Our family home's in Castleblaney, so it's not too far away. But like Ian said, I'm committed to this club.
Yeah.
I'm committed to this. It's not even a project. It's an opportunity of enthusiasm and ambition and vision. You know, that word project as well. It's not a project. This club's already here, and this club will be here long when we're all gone. But what we've got now is we've got a really good group of people who have the same desire, the same hunger, the same passion to take this club back where it belongs. And we don't just mean in the Premier League, we mean creating them structures, creating them pathways, creating that identity and creating that culture that we know it is there and know that we want. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All good? Thank you. Thank you.